Tigers, Bulldogs, Saints. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Tom, Coach, Casey, we are Kelly-less. She's on the way, but we are without Kelly so far. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Good morning, Tom. Great to be here. A little chilly. A little chilly.
Y'all thought out good. Speaking of chilly, did anybody go to the baseball thing last night?
Did not. Saw it posted on Facebook. Did not realize that it was last night.
I'm going to make a donation. I intended to go. I've had a cold, and I thought rest might serve me better. So I went home. I hope they did well. They've got their car show coming up for DeKalb Youth Baseball at 1st of March, and we'll be part of that event. But hopefully they did well with their chili supper and cornhole tournament. We got a lot of sports to talk about this morning. We are going to be joined in our second segment, Maddux Pyburn, Kaden Mullinax, and Levi Cripps of the West School basketball team. Well, I know Maddux is coming. The other two are, Kelly said I asked them to come, so we'll see if they show up. Bottom of the hour, Coach Matt Quarles, Reed Midgett, and Gavin Frazier, the Saints, will be with us. And segment 4 today, we're going to do something we did a couple of weeks ago during our virtual show that actually worked out very well. We're going to do a little viewer Q&A. So you can go to our Facebook page and send us a question. We'll do our best to answer it. Might not be the answer you like. Might not even be the right answer, but we'll answer it. We'll make it up if we have to.
We're good at making answers up.
Yeah, get that mic a little closer, Casey. You sound like you're off in a cave somewhere.
Is this better?
That's much better. Okay. Want to thank McDonald's for messing our breakfast order up this morning. We're short on biscuits, and hopefully all these kids come in here won't be too hungry this morning.
They'll be hungry.
And left out Coach's tea bag water, I call it, because he gets unsweet tea. That's blasphemy here in the South, by the way.
That's what I get, too, actually.
Yeah. It's good stuff. It's almost like your cold coffee. It's an acquired taste.
You have to get unsweet tea if your doctor thinks that you're a diabetic, so you can put Splenda in that. So,
well, my doctor told me I was pre-diabetic, but he just said, we're just going to go ahead and make you diabetic, so lay off the sugar. And I'm like, thanks. He's like, you need to lose weight anyway. And I'm like, thanks again. Got any positive words? Well, hi, Kelly.
How's the calf?
The calf is fed. Somebody else's responsibility, but if we wanted to actually have him come, I had to go feed the calf this morning.
Okay.
I know all
Kids
about
are so
that.
smart these days.
I thought you was talking about her calf on her leg.
No. No, we had a baby calf. The mama kind of abandoned it, so we've been raising that for about 4 months now.
You can't eat these mama cows. What are you going to do with them? Abandoning their babies? What's up with that? You going to
She'll be at McDonald's in a couple of weeks.
Well, that's okay because they'll leave her out of the bag. Anywho, we'll digress from that. A lot of basketball this past week. It's going to slow down a whole lot coming up this week. We'll talk more about what's coming up later on in the show. Let's talk about what has been. We'll start on Monday, and we're going to talk more about the Bulldogs game with Lobelville coming up in our next segment. I don't know how to say that. I want to say Lobelville, but it doesn't sound right. And Lobelville sounds like when you say Shelbyville and you take all the vowels out of it. We'll just go with Lobelville.
That's what we said.
They are undeserving of a correct pronunciation.
Yeah, because they beat up our Bulldogs, and we're not happy about that. But 45-31, the final score. And Kelly, we'll just get a little summary here, and then we'll talk more in depth next segment. But when you get to a state tournament, everybody's tough. I know. But what stood out about that team?
They played an entire 4 quarters, and not a single foul was called on them.
Wow. Well, that'll do it.
I've been telling you this for a while. Where is Tad DeMilly? We need to have him on this show.
I mean, the little girl keeping the clock, mom was sitting beside her, and she plays high school basketball, and she's like, I've never been in a game where they didn't call any fouls on one team.
Oh, my goodness. Well, how many did y'all have?
We had 3 in the first half, and we had about 10
in the second
half. Of course, towards the end, we had to start trying to foul to stop the clock.
Right.
But, they shot all kinds of free throws, and we didn't. But, I mean, We didn't score. We made turnovers, and turnovers kill you. So
I think you told me that one time in the second half you had 4 consecutive possessions with turnovers that led to points, and that's a killer.
Coming out of halftime, that's what we did. We had 4 straight turnovers, and it was nothing. It was hustle turnovers, but it was just stupid mistakes that we made, and we just didn't catch the ball, or we made a bad pass. And so 4 of those, they went down and converted every single one of them, and now we're in the hole 10 points.
We'll talk more about that game coming up later on, but the Bulldog season comes to an end with a record of 12-9 is what I have. Is that right? Does that sound right?
Sounds about right.
Okay. All right. So good year for the Bulldogs, and just wish it had been prolonged a little bit. Casey's, your prediction didn't come true. I don't know if defeated still in or not.
They are. They won last night.
They beat Pickett County?
66-30.
Wow. Pickett County's a 2-time defending champion in Class A, by the way, so that's a big win for defeated. They may go on and win that thing. Very good, talented team. Tuesday night, DeKalb County took on Livingston Academy at home. The Lady Tigers lose 58-35. Livingston has won 10 straight over DeKalb County. I actually remember a time when I think Livingston had beaten DeKalb in girls basketball from 1985 up until like 2010 or something. DeKalb has been far more competitive, but the Good Lady Wildcat team with the victory on Tuesday night. Chloe Van Vranken led DeKalb County with 9 points in that game. Boys' game was very tight. Livingston won 60-55. 4 Tigers in double figures. Dallas Kirby, Seth Fusen each with 12. John Hendricks, Jordan Parker each with 11. DeKalb and Livingston, they played some dandy games on the boys' side over the years, and another one this past Tuesday night. The DeKalb County Saints, they're on the way to the Upper Cumberland Conference. I guess it's the Upper Cumberland. I just do that because soccer's Upper Cumberland, but I don't know if they've got an official name for basketball. I've just been referring to it as that. Anyway, they beat Prescott 30-24. We'll talk to Coach Quarles and his players coming up at the bottom of the hour. Casey, you were there, and I think it was 3-2 at the end of the first period. You were keeping us posted, and we were all joking about baseball maybe going on, but a slow start offensively for both teams. But in talking to Coach Quarles, he really was high on the defensive effort for the Saints in that game. He said they had struggled shooting over at Avery Trace in the past, but defensively they were not struggling on Monday night, or Wednesday night, I'm sorry.
No, yes. Yes to both. That was hard to watch in the first half. But, I think the defense for the Saints was probably the best they've played all season, to be honest with you. They completely took Prescott's best player out of the game, Crew Martin. He was not a factor until late in the game, and you could tell he was just really frustrated, and they just kind of really stifled him. But, on the flip side, they did the same thing with our probably best shooter, Hayden, and he took the whole game and didn't make a single shot from the field. Now, he was lights out from the free throw line, and he got fouled a lot and was able to draw a foul, so he contributed in that way. But it was really funny. It was like both teams had focused. It looked like they just focused on one player on the other team, and it worked. They took each other out.
I was going to say, Coach Quarles said they went boxing one, matchup against Quarles to take him out of the game, and he ended up with 6, all coming from the free throw line. Reed Midgett 9, Austin Parker 8. The scoring effort was actually pretty balanced all across the board. Everybody kind of stepped up to give them just enough to win the game. It's a different story coming up Monday night as they'll take on Upperman. We're going to be there with DC Blitz to live stream the game, and I'm going to preach this until my face turns blue. We love going and streaming games, but please come out and support these kids because they need your love and support. And it's 7:30 Monday night. So you got no excuse about getting off work in time to get there. You got plenty of time, and if you lose an hour's sleep, so what? Lose an hour's sleep. We're going to come watch the game, and let's cheer our Saints on coming up on Monday night. We'll talk more about that coming up as well. But very excited. The Saints are in the Final Four. If they win this, Casey, I understand they go on to the state level. Is that right?
First time in school history.
All right. So we're definitely big game coming up on a Monday night over at Avery Trace Middle School. Thursday night, the Lady Saints took on Stone Memorial. It was a tough matchup. They got down pretty handily early in that basketball game. Did not score in the first period and, held their own in the second. They kept scrapping back, but just Stone Memorial too much. That conference is loaded. And 48-13, the final score there. Lady Saints, their season ends at 4-18. Emmeline Hendricks led the way with 5 points. But one thing that stood out about that team, and it's what Coach Patterson had said to us all season. They had so much fight in them. They never quit. And despite what the scoreboard may have said, I've never in my life seen a girls team, despite all odds that worked against them this year, just keep fighting like they did all the way to the very end. And my hat's off to them. I think they've done a good job, and I think Coach Patterson's going to do a good job of that program. Just going to take a little bit of time, and I love the attitude that she has brought into this program.
Thing I like about them is exactly that. You could look at those girls at any point in time and never know if they were up or down.
Yeah.
Very level-headed, just stayed fighting like you say all the time.
And fouls, as I was told, was one-sided in that game, too. We're not going to dwell on that a lot today, right?
Everybody thought I was a kook when I agreed with that. It's all coming back to roost now.
Oh, man. But Lady Saints season comes to an end. Last night, Stone Memorial swept a doubleheader at home against the DeKalb County basketball teams. Stone winning the girls' game 70-56, boys' game 79-45. I did not get any stats for this game, but we all know about Cade Capps for the Stone Memorial boys going to Trevecca, and an outstanding player. I'm sure he had a big game, but a couple of tough losses on the road in the district. District standings updated right now. Upperman's boys, they win again. They win by like 35 on the road at Cumberland County last night. I don't know if they're going to be beat, y'all. I just honestly, and not in district. They just look that good.
If they're not the number one team in the state, I sure would love to look at that.
They are the number one team in the state.
I mean, if they're not truly the number one team, rankings aside,
probably divisions aside, they probably could go and play in some of those higher divisions and still be dominant. Because, I mean, when you have a dominant kid, you look at Duke. Duke has a dominant player. Yes, they have other players on the team that are highly recruited kids. I'm not saying that. But when you have that one kid that you just can't stop, and, when you can't stop him, you can't stop him, and you got to turn around and score just as much as they do.
Yeah, and you're so deep, too.
That's the thing. It's not just – Cobb is that good – but that team is that good. There are players around him that are that good. When you got one great player, you can go a long way. When you have a great player and a lot of good players, you're hard to beat. And they're going to be hard to beat going through. And they're well coached, as we all know, with Bobby McWilliams in charge there. But Upperman at the top of the boys' district. White County gets a hard-fought win on the girls' side over Livingston last night. They lead the girls' district at 5-0. They're actually on top of the district. They beat Upperman, but they are number 3 in the state. Upperman is number 1. Of course, that game was earlier in the week. White County beat Upperman in girls' play. I was looking at that score, 45-33 at Upperman. So White County kind of establishing themselves as maybe the team to beat on the girls' side. But as always, we know that girls' district always very tough. When you got White, when you got Upperman, Livingston's been very competitive. Cumberland, I think, has been a surprise on the girls' side of the district. New coach coming in this year. Didn't know much of what to expect with them. They're 3-2. They've beaten Livingston and been very competitive so far. So Cumberland County has looked really good so far, and that girls' district's going to be tough top to bottom moving forward. We got a lot to talk today, and we're going to go ahead and get a break in, and we're going to shift gears and go back to the West School. We got some players here ready to join us, and we'll talk Bulldog basketball when we come back to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty, showing respect, dependability. These are all qualities that I began learning as an athlete growing up in DeKalb County. Hi, this is Tennessee Assistant Golf Coach Payne Denman. Whenever you're looking for a teammate that has your back, look no farther than my friend Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. They can help out with all your business, auto, home, life, or Medicare insurance needs. Give them a call today at 615-597-0660 or visit them at www.decabinsurance.net. Tell them I sent you, and as always, go Vols.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Farmhouse Realty is committed to understanding your financial situation and goals, finding the perfect home that aligns with your lifestyle, negotiating the best terms for your purchase or sale, and being there for you every step of the way. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org. Farmhouse Realty. Let us help you achieve your real estate dreams.
There's nothing like homegrown. Around here, nothing grows better than local businesses and families. It's because starting on common ground makes things just shoot up. Just look at those neighborhoods and business districts. Around here, it's always growing season.
At First Bank, we share your hometown and your love for our community. That means you get down-to-earth local lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty
is committed to getting you back on your feet.
Lenders who get down to business faster. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville's brand new hair experience is the Hairloom, located at 107 West Main Street, in the heart of downtown. At the Hairloom, we believe that every client deserves exceptional service and personalized care. Whether you're looking for a fresh cut, a stunning color, or a rejuvenating facial, our experienced team of licensed barbers, cosmetologists, and estheticians is here to make your vision a reality. Step into our relaxing and friendly environment where you can unwind while we pamper you. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. Give us a call at 615-417-1081 or book your appointment online at thehairloom.com. Experience the hair journey you've been waiting for at the Hairloom, where your beauty blooms.
Impact Physical Therapy is a direct access, cash pay physical therapy clinic, which means your care is provided one-on-one by a doctor of physical therapy, tailored to you and your needs. Whether it be injury, performance, or generalized health improvements, a plan is developed to improve your overall health, mobility, and strength safely and without injury. Another benefit of direct access is if injury does occur, you can immediately seek out care for an evaluation and treatment, potentially that day or the next day, without having to wait for a doctor appointment. Impact Physical Therapy, located at 656 West Broad Street in Smithville, inside Vitality Fit. For an appointment, call or text 615-464-7479.
Do you ever get tired of long waits at the corporate pharmacy? Well, let me introduce you to your hometown hero, Johnny's Drugs. Located at 516 West Main Street in Smithville, Johnny's Drugs is all about friendly service and efficiency. Our team knows your name and understands your needs because we're not just a pharmacy, we're your neighbors. Experience the warm, welcoming atmosphere that only a hometown pharmacy can provide. Johnny's Drugs, where friendly faces and efficient hometown service come together.
When you've been in business for over a quarter century, you know you're doing something right. And they've been doing things right at Kilgore's Restaurant since 1997. When you ask people around town about the best place to eat, you can bet the name Kilgore's will be mentioned. From their amazing chicken to juicy steaks, fresh fish, succulent shrimp, hearty burgers, or flavorful pork chops, Kilgore's has something for everyone. Don't forget their hot bar at lunchtime, Mondays through Fridays, then bring the family back for dinner. They are open from 10 until 9 Monday, Thursdays, and 10 until 10 on Fridays. If you're on the go, you can phone in your order at 615-215-8249, then pick it up at their convenient drive-through window. Come on down to Kilgore's Restaurant, where every meal feels like home.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding comfort in the time of sudden loss, we're here to support you every step of the way. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Want a mower that's tough enough to break all the rules? Want everything without sacrificing anything? Want performance for the long haul at an unbeatable value? The perfect balance of power and performance? You want a bad boy mower. Packed with power, muscle, simplicity, and comfort, the pro in you demands. It's your time. You deserve a bad boy. Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. Find your big boy mower at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Here, we'll do this the diplomatic way. Hey, there we go. If at first you don't succeed, improvise.
Try again.
Yeah. It is DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We're ready to talk some Bulldog basketball. We've got two of Coach Kelly's players. She's gone into coach mode already over here yelling. And
I didn't yell.
Well, okay, yeah, you didn't yell.
It intimidated me.
Yeah, your dad used to yell. I remember, your dad, you could hear him across the parking lot.
I can't talk to you like this, and you hear me on the floor.
Well, let's just start out with y'all. How do you like being coached by your mama?
We got Maddux Pyburn and Kaden Mullinax with us, by the way, before we jump right into that. But, I did want to ask you that, Maddux. What is it like? Most boys, I guess, may have a dad coach. You've got your mom coaching.
Sucks.
Well, put that in parentheses and let's put it on a shirt.
Hey, that just tells you he gets no slack from me.
All right, is she tougher on you than she has ever? Okay, all right. What's the ride home from games like?
I don't know. Yeah,
she's always talking about when she played and when her dad was her coach, and so I was wondering if it was similar. Does she? Do y'all talk a lot of ball on the way home? Is it quiet or?
Well, if Papa's riding with us, it's everything I did wrong.
From him. From me.
So in other words, if Papa's there, Mama don't get a word in, right?
I was going to ask because I was the same way with both of mine.
Yeah.
Coach mode comes out, and I'm going to critique the negative things, the things you could have done better. And I know, and I apologize, I was never good enough about you did this great. Mm-hmm. You know, you were 1 for 17 shooting, but that one shot, was perfect form. I never really went there. It was being critical as a coach, and you just kind of answered my question already because Coach Parkerson wasn't that or is that way, but she's not that on you, and I think that's really good on her part.
I honestly this year consciously tried to, for both of my kids, when we get in the car to say, you played hard, you did this good, and not harp on the negatives. And if I said a negative, I tried to follow it up with a positive. And I know that's not necessarily the best thing to do because they need to be told what they've done wrong. But I have been pretty hard on him for 4 years. So this year I was like, I'm not going to make him hate basketball and hate being in the car with me. So, but we take a bus, so
do you
we're
hate
not always
basketball, and do you hate being in the car with her?
Sometimes.
It's
I know
working.
we joke a lot about this, but seriously, it's got to be hard for you as a parent, just like your dad, just like it was for you, to be a coach and be a parent. And I can't imagine how difficult it is to kind of pick and choose when to be a parent and when to be a coach. Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
it can be. And Dad and I have talked a lot in the past 4 years, and he was like, just because I did it doesn't mean it was the right way. Don't do the same thing that I did.
Do as I say, not what I did.
Yeah, I mean, he did. And so I've tried, like I said, we take a bus to most of our away games. So he will ride home with the grandparents, or he's on the back of the bus and I don't even talk to him. So most of the time, I try not to say anything because, I mean, he's 14. It's like going in one ear and out the other, and if something halfway sticks, so you're just wasting your breath. So I just kind of that was my attitude for this year.
Hey, Kaden, it's good to have you with us, too.
Caden's like another one of my kids. They're only like 9 days apart.
How mean to you is she to you?
She's not that mean.
Oh, okay. Well, you must not be true blood then.
Kaden, y'all had a tough game against Lobelville coming up this past Monday night. What did it feel like? You're playing in a state tournament. You got a chance to go out, maybe win a state championship. Were there a lot of nerves going into the 2 games y'all played there at state tournament?
Yeah, I'd say there was a lot of nerves. We didn't want it to be our last 8th grade game.
Yeah. First half was pretty tight. I think y'all were basically tied at the half.
22-22.
What do you feel like maybe changed after halftime for y'all's team in that game on Monday?
Refs.
No. Don't you even say that.
Outside of the refs, do you feel like there was something that might have changed in the way they were playing, the way y'all were playing?
Well, they came out and probably fought harder than us. So they hit several threes.
I was going to throw this y'all's way. They had a young man on their team that we learned had scored 1,000 points in his middle school career. Was that something you really wanted to stop him? Did that ever cross your mind? No.
No. He really didn't hurt us. He only had 11 points. He was a good player. He's not 6'3". He's 6'3". I'm 5'11". But he was maybe 6 foot tall. But he was a guard. I'm trying to think. I haven't seen a guard play like him that we haven't faced him. And you have that kid. And the second half, they came up and they matched up on Levi because Levi had about 16 or 15 or 16 and a half, and they took him out of his game. And I kept telling him, I was like, you got to get him up and get into him, and that's just not something we've had to do all year. We've not faced a defense somebody that could play us man-to-man all year, and they had somebody that could usually, if they play us man-to-man and they take Levi away, we've got Landon and Maddux. They had the kids to match up with Levi and Maddux, too, right. And so we couldn't and they were taller. They were taller at every position than us, and we just couldn't our press worked, but we could never score. Like, we would go in and they'd block the shot, or you're just playing so much taller. It was. Let
me ask you about that, because as basketball's levels change, I don't know that if height is such an impact, but on a middle school level, it seems like that's a big advantage for a team.
It's huge because you can't practice against that. Mm-hmm. Like, I couldn't. I would have had to have gotten Porter and Drew to come down and practice with my kids, and they're in high school, so they can't do that. But it does affect, and I don't know. Coach Quarles may have a better look at it. If we haven't went over it about 400 times, we can't just go out and do it. And I attribute a lot of that, and I feel like probably not going out too far on saying this at the high school. The lack of communication that these kids can talk to one another because they text. They want to text. If I could have a phone out on the floor, I might could do better.
That's an idea.
They can't communicate with one another, and it's killing on defense.
Yeah.
If you don't communicate, if you don't ask for help, if you don't say I need help, if you don't talk about, hey, the shooter's in this corner, nobody knows, and they're not talking, and they don't know how to help. And I feel like probably the high school is running into some of these problems too, but just from looking at their scores. If you can't play defense, and they know it, we don't have, but what about 3 or 4 plays?
Yeah.
Why?
We can't remember them.
There ain't no sense in having 40 plays if they can't run 2 right and they can't play defense.
What's the hardest part about communication on the floor? I mean, is it you really have to talk and communicate? Do y'all feel like you have a lot of trouble with that?
All of us gotta talk to work, but like not all of us talk, so it doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. All right.
Yeah.
Is it more of you don't know what to say?
No, I'll say stuff, but they don't.
They don't listen.
Do you have y'all had that established?
Welcome to my world.
have you had that established leader on the court, the person that really directs traffic this year? Levi has been okay. I know he's been the leading scorer this year, so he's kind of the general, I guess, right?
I guess.
Well, Kelly's got some questions, and
I was going to ask, what would you tell your 6th grade self about basketball? Like, what would you? Because I know Maddux was on the way over there. I was like, this is going to be a roller coaster ride because he was so like, I don't want this to be my last game. I need to do this. I mean, like on Sunday, he was begging to go shoot, and Monday, can we get there early and shoot? And those are things that would have been good to do earlier. What would you tell your 6th grade self?
I don't know.
You don't have any advice? What about you, Kaden? I'm sure you do.
I don't know. Probably like practice harder or something.
Practice harder. What are your plans for next year, Kaden?
I'll probably just run cross country.
You really like cross country, don't you? What's your best mile?
Like 5:06.
Hey, you'll help Miss Coach Van Franken.
Yeah.
Am I saying that
Yep.
correctly?
Van Franken. Yep.
Van Rankin. You'll help her out a lot. Maddux, are you going to try out for basketball or not?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you feel obligated to try out for basketball?
What does that mean?
Because of your mother and her playing in high school and being a basketball coach, do you feel like you almost have to try out for the basketball team?
No, I don't have to. I wasn't going to.
But it's something you'll do for yourself, right?
I guess.
Okay.
It'll be him. It'll be me. What are you going to miss most about basketball?
The ride home with Mom and Papa.
No.
That's the last thing. What will you miss most, you think?
I don't know.
It might come to you on down the road. Sometimes that
on the car ride.
On the car ride
home, he'll tell us.
Do either of y'all play baseball?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all looking forward to baseball season?
Yeah.
How good's West School going to be this year?
It should be pretty good.
All right. What position you play?
I don't know.
You don't know? Just wherever they put you? Okay.
Catcher. He's a great catcher.
All
I
right.
hate catching.
I didn't say you liked it. I just said he was good at it.
If you like catching, something is wrong with you. That's the toughest.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just like I got tired of like catching all the time, and then also whenever pitchers couldn't throw strikes,
Yeah.
it just sucks.
Yeah, but all that time you spend, your legs ought to be that big around.
Yeah, we wish that he's finally starting to eat. I think, Kaden, are you starting to eat a lot now too? They're both of them are skinny minis, and I think they're finally going to try to
Bulk up.
That's what happened. Like I predicted in April we'll come back from spring break, and they'll both have grown 2 inches and put on 10 pounds. And I'm like, why didn't this happen during basketball season?
Just in time for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Coach, you got anything?
No, not really. Kind of covered it. There was one point you talked about Lobelville being taller per person across the table. Did that do any kind of intimidating against you? Did y'all feel like that was a Goliath and I can't really match up against that, or y'all just attacked it head on?
I was trying to see how much I could push him.
How much did you push him?
A lot.
So he was soft. Is that what you're saying? Pretty much.
No, he got mad about the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And so he was trying to
I was trying to injure one of them.
Coach.
I done told him he's gonna sit on the bench, but no, I can't deny that I didn't get frustrated when I played too. So, it got to be it kind of, and I didn't say a word because there's no sense in it. I didn't say a word to the referee, but three coaches that were waiting, the two of the coaches that were waiting to play, they were like, I hope they change out. And I was like, they're not. They're new. They were the two new referees that came on for our game. I said, you're going to have them. And the guy from he was from Southside, but it's not Southside in Lebanon. It's from Henderson County. I don't know. It's out West Tennessee, I think. He was like, you totally got the bad end of that deal. He was like, they were fouling and they were not calling it. And what can you? I mean,
right.
You can't do anything about it. And me screaming at them is not going to get a call. So
Sure.
they had their minds made up, and so it was okay. It's bittersweet, but a good way to go out. We played the team we played will probably play defeated, and it'll probably be a really good game.
Y'all broke Casey's heart because he predicted y'all were going to be in the championship against defeated.
Well, we got 2 fouls. The other team got 2 fouls caught on them the whole game. So I mean.
Oh, Kelly said they didn't get any fouls called.
No, they called 2 at the very end of the game.
Wow, that's
like there was a lot of times
2 minutes left in the
Levi would shoot and they would just completely smack his arm. Like
that's because Lobelville's from West Tennessee, where the ref was from. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the refs were from Columbia, so.
All right, Casey. I know you're dying. You've got questions.
I got 2 questions. So I'll ask this question. Let y'all think about it. What is of this year? What was y'all's favorite game? Each of you. Which one would you think is your favorite game? My first question though is to Kaden. When you were in that 5-minute mile, was there a bear chasing you or anything?
No.
Because there'd have to be 10 bears chasing me, and I'd just be dead by
He was hungry, and there was pizza waiting or something. That'd be the only way I could ever do it.
I couldn't run a 5-minute mile if I was in a car driving. So, yeah. But what's y'all's favorite game? Do you have one or favorite memory in a game?
When we played Union Heights all 3 times.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
First time we played them, I had 20, and then the other 2 times it was just like physical games. Like they would be up in like the second, and we'd come out, and then we beat them by like 20 or 30.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Is that kind of a rivalry? Because you pointed that out real quick.
No, they just they want to fight you every time.
They were very physical.
Yeah.
Caden. The first game, Kaden got slung into the wall. Of course, neither referee saw it.
Wow!
and I got you. I was like, come on, guys, we got to call something here. And the referee's like, you need to sit down. And I was like, okay. And Dad was my assistant that day. Brendan couldn't be there, and he was like, this is not the time to get a technical. This is not the time to get a technical. And which I thought was hilarious on his part. But Kaden kind of got beat up. That's where his mom and I, that's where we met at Union Heights. And she moved to the West School before I did. Mm-hmm. But like I said, those 2 are about 14 days apart. No, they're not 14, 9 days apart.
Weeks.
About almost 2 weeks apart.
Wow.
And so they've been around each other their whole life. And so when I moved to the West School, of course, they were together. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of funny because when we played our old school, it was like they had some kind of vindictive thing against our kids because we had moved. So, but it was, both of those were really, those 3 games were really good games.
That 20 points, was that your career high at West School?
Probably not. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Okay, that's a
I
lot.
I had more that one whenever before the season. It was last year when we played.
I don't know, but I don't think so. I think that's your highest.
No, it was whenever we played the before season games in Cookeville.
Those don't count.
Count to him.
I think that's getting into my Saturday morning Saints stats there.
That's probably how that kid from Lobelville had 1,000 points.
Casey was the Michael Jordan of Saturday morning Saints, in case you don't know out there watching. So, Casey, we interrupt. You had 2 questions, and you only got your one.
Well, my first question was just to Kaden. But
okay.
Kaden, what was your favorite game?
It was probably one of the Union Night games.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a rivalry.
Didn't you
It's
score
gotta be.
4-6 against one of them?
I think so.
So he had a good game. But poor kid, Kaden was getting slung around. I would look. I was like, please don't punch anybody, Kaden. Please don't punch anybody.
Which team is your biggest rival, would you say?
Give me a minute. I'll think about that one.
I would say defeated. They've wanted to beat defeated so badly, and
we can beat them.
We can't. We could. That was the thing. We could beat them, but we never could have everything. But we had to have everything come together at one time.
Right.
And when we played them at the first of the season, it was the first of the season. We hadn't had our football kids, hadn't gotten into basketball mode.
Mm-hmm.
We played them at our place. I think they just kind of beat us. We didn't play well. But the time we could have played them at Christmas, we should have beaten them. We were playing our best basketball. But Maddux was sick. Levi was sick.
Yeah, y'all just come through.
Landon was coming off a stomach virus.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because when my kids look at me, if I took them out to try to rest them, and I looked at Levi and Maddux and was like, y'all ready to go back in? And they were like, no, we don't want to go back in. Like, they were that sick.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And, that's when you just play the rest of the bench and go on because you knew you didn't have any more fight in them. And that's okay. They played sick. They came, they don't miss school. They were good kids. I'm truly going to miss this group, not just because Maddux was in it, but I really, really liked this group. They were good kids.
I'm going to close out on this question, and it's a little similar to what Kelly had asked, but if you could give some advice to the players that will be coming back next year, the sixth graders in particular, seventh graders, I know some of them have played with you guys, but if you could give them one piece of advice coming back next year, what would it be? Kaden, we'll start with you on that. What would you say to them?
Probably just keep fighting no matter how much you're down.
Okay. What about you, Maddux?
They need to work because they're not very big.
All right.
They got two big kids, but they're both Landon size.
Yeah. So, and what's Landon about? 5?
Right about 5'7".
5'7". Okay.
5'8".
Got to grow some. You want to get some Miracle Grow down there under the hill.
I'm telling you, come April, that's like Porter and Drew one year. I was like, crap, why'd y'all wait till the end of the year to grow?
Well, guys, thank you for coming this morning, and thank you for putting up with Coach Kelly, because I know sometimes that's got to be a lot of fun. But I think y'all had a great season. I know it started off kind of slow, but y'all got going after, I think it was a 1-4 start, and you really got going and turned it around, had a good year. Congratulations on that. We'll be watching during baseball, and next year running track and cross country. Excited about that. So, guys, good luck to you in the future. All right, we got Maddux Pyburn and Kaden Mullinax, our guest here on DC Blitz. We're going to shift gears and talk Saints. Coach Matt Quarles, Reed Midgett, and Gavin Frazier join us on the next segment. This is DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Farmhouse Realty is committed to understanding your financial situation and goals, finding the perfect home that aligns with your lifestyle, negotiating the best terms for your purchase or sale, and being there for you every step of the way. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org. Farmhouse Realty. Let us help you achieve your real estate dreams.
Hey, Sam!
Who said that? Cheryl? What are you doing up there?
My bank always leaves me up in the air. I'm still waiting for an answer. Oh, darn birds.
Well, switch to First Bank. They have fast local decision makers and the latest banking products and digital.
Whew, what a relief. I'll call First Bank. When I was up there, I saw a branch near me.
First Bank never leaves you hanging. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville's brand new hair experience is the Hairloom, located at 107 West Main Street, in the heart of downtown. At the Hairloom, we believe that every client deserves exceptional service and personalized care. Whether you're looking for a fresh cut, a stunning color, or a rejuvenating facial, our experienced team of licensed barbers, cosmetologists, and estheticians is here to make your vision a reality. Step into our relaxing and friendly environment where you can unwind while we pamper you. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. Give us a call at 615-417-1081 or book your appointment online at thehairloom.com. Experience the hair journey you've been waiting for at the Hairloom, where your beauty blooms.
Impact Physical Therapy is a direct access, cash pay physical therapy clinic, which means your care is provided one-on-one by a doctor of physical therapy, tailored to you and your needs. Whether it be injury, performance, or generalized health improvements, a plan is developed to improve your overall health, mobility, and strength safely and without injury. Another benefit of direct access is if injury does occur, you can immediately seek out care for an evaluation and treatment, potentially that day or the next day, without having to wait for a doctor appointment. Impact Physical Therapy, located at 656 West Broad Street in Smithville, inside Vitality Fit. For an appointment, call or text 615-464-7479.
Need your medications? Johnny's Drugs has got you covered. At Johnny's Drugs, we make sure you get the prescriptions you need when you need them. No more waiting around like you do at those corporate pharmacies. Johnny's Drugs is all about friendly service and efficiency. Whether it's a quick refill or some advice on over-the-counter remedies, our knowledgeable staff is here to help you feel your best. Experience the warm, welcoming atmosphere that only a hometown pharmacy can provide. Johnny's Drugs, located at 516 West Main Street in Smithville, where friendly faces and efficient hometown service come together.
Kilgore's Restaurant, where great home cooking has been their passion since 1997. If you're looking for a delicious lunch, the hot bar at Kilgore's is served up daily with plenty of home-cooked choices. Tender meats paired with 2 or 3 of their signature sides, all served up hot and fresh. If you're in a hurry, call 615-215-8249 to place your to-go order. Hey, don't forget, Kilgore's isn't just about lunch. They're also open for dinner Monday through Friday. Kilgore's also offers catering for your special events. Come on down to Kilgore's Restaurant, where every meal feels like home. Open Monday through Thursday from 10 until 9, Friday from 10 until 10.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Trust Love Cantrell Funeral Home to guide you through with respect and professionalism. Love Cantrell Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of DeKalb County Athletics through 3 generations. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
When it's time to attack those outdoor landscaping projects, you want to go into battle with the tools that will help you get the job done right the first time. After all, your time is precious. When you're ready to go on the offensive, let Southern Landscape Supply get you armed with the best landscaping tools on the market. Southern Landscape Supply is the home of Bad Boy mowers, tractors, UTVs, and handheld tools. Bad Boy, with their legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value. Hustler mowers, DeWalt, Red Max, and Echo handheld power tools, specialty turf equipment, and more. Plus, they offer the best parts and second-to-none customer service. Ready to attack your landscaping project? Prepare yourself with the best tools at the best value. Visit Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville, or online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
This is DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We are ready to shift gears here, talk some DeKalb Middle School Saints. We are so excited because Monday night we're going to be at Avery Trace Middle School. And I hope you're going to be out there as well for you watching at home because Coach Matt Quarles, we got a big semifinal game with Upperman coming up. This is a team that, man, you guys had on the ropes, had beat last time. You know you can play with these guys, and it's going to be a huge matchup. Winner plays for the championship. And then what's the next step, too? Because I know there's a state level. Can you explain all that to us, how that works?
So if we win this game, the top 2 teams from our district go to the sectional tournament.
Okay.
And then you have to play, I think, win 2 or 3 games in the sectional tournament to advance to the state. In high school, they have 8 teams in the state tournament. Middle school, there's 4 teams.
Okay.
But the sectional, the top 2 teams from each district go to the sectional. So since we've went to TWSAA, I don't know when it was, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm not sure. We've never advanced. Last year was the first year we won an actual district tournament game. Mm-hmm. And you have to win 2 to get to the championship. So we're 1 away. If we win, we'll go to the sectional.
So let's not jump too far ahead, but I did want to kind of clear that up and get an understanding of where it goes. Let's go back to your game earlier this week, Wednesday night. Of course, weather postponed. How does that affect you, if in any way? Does it kind of help or hinder you in any way when something like that pops up and you got to wait another day?
It probably helped us, actually. It gave us a little bit more time to game plan for Prescott. They beat us the first time by 3 points on a last-second three-pointer in the last 30 seconds. We handled them pretty good the second time, but they have Crew Martin, which is Coach Linus Martin's son, mm-hmm. and he can go off for 20 or 30 points any time. So it gave us a time to prepare for that. They have a big kid, probably 6 foot, maybe 5'11". I don't know, a big kid. It gave us a good amount of time to prepare, so I thought it was actually a good thing. Even though I was frustrated they canceled it because I'm always ready to play.
Yeah.
So
they went boxing 1 on you, I think, with trying to go man against Hayden. And how did that affect? I know he didn't get a field goal, but he was able to get to the rim. But did it kind of get to him and frustrate him a bit?
Yeah. So that's been happening in pretty much all of our district games here lately. Either they'll run man, put the best defender on Hayden because he's a 3-point shooter, so they keep him out of he doesn't drive the ball much, so that's something he needs to work on moving forward where they can't box and want him.
Yeah.
But they're putting their best defender on him, and then, of course, that opens things up for other people, and that's when we got to make shots. But, yeah, they were holding him. This game is in particular, they were actually holding him. I went to the ref and said, I know it's tough. It's a 2-man crew. You can't see everything, but can you please watch? They're literally holding him. So that was frustrating him.
Sure.
He got one shot attempt the whole game. He got fouled going to the goal, but he got one shot attempt. But, yeah, it's frustrating for him. But we've worked on it. We have so many sets for boxing one. But this particular game, I decided that we just going to go through Reed at the high post. And Reed was being a little bit hesitant for whatever reason. But as the game went on, he got into his groove. So the first half was about as ugly of a basketball game as you'll ever see. But defensively, it was great on our end, but offensively was really bad. And that's exactly what I told him at halftime. I said, guys, that's the best defense you've ever played and the worst offense you've ever played.
Well, so. Casey texted us. We got a group text, and he was keeping us updated. He said it was 3-2 after one. I said, is this baseball? What? But, you shared with me that you felt like it was one of your best defensive efforts of the year. What was it? I mean, what is it? Is this team kind of locked in defensively? Have you seen it in these last several games?
Yeah, I mean, we know we're not the best shooting team. We're shooting around 38% from the field this year. That's, combined 2s and 3s. That'd be great if it was just 3s, but sure. Yeah, we know we're not a good shooting team, and everybody else knows that too, and that's why Hayden gets the box. That's why he gets the box and won a lot. Mm-hmm. But we have to win, grind it out, rebound. Gavin Frazier down here. I know we always talk about Reed's doubles and all that. He gets a lot of rebounds, but Gavin clears the lane. Mm-hmm. So Gavin, they have a 6-foot kid from Prescott, roughly. And Gavin boxes him out and clears it for Reed to come through and snatch the board, So he doesn't get a lot of credit for what he actually does. He's a great defensive player, a really good rebounder, but he doesn't have to necessarily get all the rebounds because he clears the lane for Reed. And now Reed gets his own on his own account without Gavin too, but Gavin does free up the space for Reed to get those rebounds a lot of times. And sometimes we've talked about it, he holds his box out a little too long. He'll box a guy out for 3 or 4 seconds, go clear him completely out, And me and his dad have both been telling him, hey, release. Once the ball comes off the rim, go release because Reed's not going to snatch them all, and we need you to go get them too. So, but he does a great job with that. So.
I was going to say, Gavin, I want to mention this. When we did the game, you all played Livingston. You really stood out to me for the things that don't make the stat sheet because you were doing a lot of the little things that. We always talk about points a lot of times and even rebounds. What does it mean to you maybe to be the guy that does a lot of the grunt work, the dirty work, maybe doesn't get a lot of the credit? Do you enjoy doing that kind of being your role on the basketball team?
It's not like preferred, but I do the job for the team and someone has to do it, so I guess it'll be me.
What do you like most about your team this year?
I just think we all work together good as a team and we have good chemistry.
I want to ask this question because I've been around long enough. I covered both your mom and dad when they played sports. I know how super competitive both of them were. Who's harder on you, your mom or your dad?
My mom.
That, in a way, doesn't surprise me. What does she say to you, in terms of, I guess, constructive criticism? What are some things that she really gets on to you about?
She also gets on to me about holding my box out too long. Her and Coach Brazel think I should look at the goal more to score. Yeah. Because my first look is usually to pass it.
You mentioned Coach Brazel, and I know he's been a big influence on you guys as well. What are some things you've learned from him that mean a lot to you?
Well, he's taught me most everything I know about being a post player, and he's just worked on me a lot with those moves and stuff.
What's the most difficult thing about being a post player, particularly when you're working against guys that are bigger than you are?
Trying to box out 6'5", 6'6" people.
Is that pretty tough? Do you get a lot of over the back calls going against them?
We do, but they never call it.
Yeah. It happens a lot. It just don't get called, right?
Yeah.
Reed, I want to know something. Is your dad as hard on you at home as he is on this show?
No, he's not. My goodness.
You're going to have to work on that.
I can't believe it. I've done something wrong.
Reed, you have been filling up the stat sheet this year, a lot of double-doubles. It seemed like you're just a magnet for rebounds. I mean, what is there an art to getting the rebound? How does that work for you, man?
I guess the ball just comes to me.
Just come. Get that mic a little bit closer to you there. You sounded a little far away. There we go. It just in the Livingston game, you let me down the Livingston game because I said you were going to get 15 rebounds, and I'm blaming Coach Quarles partly for that because he took you out too early. But just as far as the chemistry of this team, do you sense this team has a great chemistry and you all work well together? I'm sure you've been playing a lot of ball on different levels and in different sports for a long time. Is that what makes this group really close?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. What's one thing that maybe Coach Quarles or Coach Brazel or even your dad emphasizes that you may need to work on your game?
Not doing crazy stuff.
You crazy stuff? You must get that from your mom.
Like what? Like what kind of crazy stuff?
Or like acrobatic passes.
Oh, okay.
Like swinging your arms on every shot.
Yeah.
Like you're spocking a volleyball.
Samurai sword and everything.
I just want to know, have you ever legitimately fouled somebody in a game?
Yes.
Oh, see?
Lord have mercy.
He's just
Sundays tomorrow, I guess.
We're in a church. We're in a church.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. We've had some scrimmages here lately where I'm the only official, and every single foul I call, nobody fouled anybody. Nobody. There has not been one foul, not one single foul in the last week at least. Not one single foul in practice. It's amazing.
Hey, they may be playing like Loboville.
You know what?
Yeah, that's right.
They watch the NBA. Nobody ever fouls in the NBA. This is the biggest thing in the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
So nobody ever fouls. But Reed, your dad says that you typically will foul out in the first quarter if coach leaves you in long enough.
Lying.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Kelly, jump in here.
So, what is your mindset for Monday? Like, how are you approaching the game? What do you know you have to do? What you can't do? What are some of those things?
Well, they have a high post, and he makes all the shots, and they also have a guard. Good.
So, how are you going to, without giving any major secrets away, what is your mindset of how you take care of the high? Do you take care of the high post, or does Gavin take care of the high post?
Gavin does.
So, Gavin, what's your mindset on keeping him from scoring?
I just gotta close the distance on him, not let him put any threes up, get my hand in his face.
All right. What with it? I know I spoke about this with Maddux. He was pushing. He was, worried about it being his last game. Does that thought come into your mind, or are you not going to think about that at all?
During the game, I don't really think about it because I don't want that to get in my head too.
But before the game and after, and in preparing, have you thought about that it could be if you don't come out and do exactly what you want to, or how do you calm those nerves?
I don't know how I call them. I just drown it out.
Typical 14-year-old boy.
I'm gonna say Gavin was locked in last our shoot around before Prescott. We had a shoot around. He had his headset on. He went down to a goal by himself, and so he was pretty much locked in. So I like that. I could tell he had a different mindset for that game. So, yeah, this is a tight knit group. This whole group right here, like we said a million times, they play every sport together. They do everything together. They stay the night with one another. They come to our house. They've been doing it since 6th grade. Pretty much every game, every home game, they come to our house, all the 8th graders, and my wife either orders them food or cooks them something or gets them cookies. They always have cookies.
She must like to cook. I bet them boys can eat.
Well, yeah, they can. Most time it's pizza or Kilgore's, but this is a tight knit group. I know, and I think it's any sport. They don't want it to end, and I don't want it. I think it's me more than them. I don't want it to end. You know, so. They seem like they've been a little bit more locked in this last week, so let's hope it stays there.
I hope so. And, guys, I want to ask you both about Upperman because you played them twice and you really had them the last time. What's the toughest part about playing Upperman? Gavin, I'll ask you first.
Their high post. He just puts up shots and somehow they all go in.
Yeah. What about you, Reed?
Probably the same thing.
Same thing. What do you feel like you could do against these guys that maybe you haven't done before? I think the last time is just the game got away from you late, but what's the one thing you've got to do well against these guys?
Rebound.
Okay. You like that. But can you beat them?
Yes.
All right. How's the confidence level? Let's say 1 to 10 going into the game Monday night as of right now. Being honest, where would you put your confidence level? Reed?
8.7.
8.7. I like that. All right, Gavin?
9.5.
9.5. I like that even more. All right, Casey, you're dying. I see you.
Let me get my glasses here. Oh, so many questions. Let's see. Gavin, who was better at sports in their prime, your mama or daddy?
Oh. I don't know. I never watched them play sports. But, I mean, I've heard stories about both of them.
Ooh, boy, I'd hate to have to answer that question. I watched them both play a lot.
I think you would have to determine which sport you're talking about.
I don't know. Their favorite sport. Which one was better at one particular sport?
Well, they're both their favorite sports are baseball and softball. But I mean, my mom's like jersey is at the high school on display, but my dad's been to the Junior Olympics, so I don't really know who to pick from.
So you're just not going to tell me an answer? Okay.
He wants to eat tonight.
All right. Reed, who's your favorite brother?
Luke.
John Casey, I'm so sorry.
John Casey is an angel.
And John Casey watches our show, too. So we
game's on the line. Who's taking the last shot for y'all's team?
Hayden.
Reed? Hayden.
Okay, let me back up on that one. If they're tight-knit on Hayden like they have been, and Hayden's not available, who takes the last shot?
Keegan.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Case.
Did you dress each other this morning?
That's got the show off the air.
Did y'all text each other what you wearing?
No. I have more of these. Gavin,
phrasing, Casey. Phrasing.
How much of Reed's scoring and rebounding do you take credit for?
Not much.
Oh, well, that's a lie. Okay. Let's see. Reed, favorite nickname, Rita, Reed-Off, or Fake Hurt Reed?
Rita.
Okay. Well, I would have picked Fake Hurt Reeds. Let's see. Gavin, how much do you attribute your beautiful hair to being an intimidation factor for the other team?
It's all the intimidation. I mean, almost every school has a nickname for me.
Yeah? What were some of those nicknames? Do you know?
Prescott calls me Baby Thor and Sparta calls me Aquaman.
I'm just glad they don't call you Sunshine.
Both of those are pretty good.
I like
those
that.
Those are pretty good. Yep.
You could be the Dennis Rodman of the middle school and just dye it some crazy color.
Oh,
next
yeah.
week.
You should do that for the game.
We were
Red and blue.
We were talking about cornrows yesterday. So
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Gavin, your favorite sibling?
Ooh, I don't think I can answer that.
Oh, you can
going
answer.
home safe.
Casey will take you home.
Yeah, I got you. One more, Reed. Did you take a shower this morning?
From last night.
All right. That's a lie, too. Okay.
Oh, my. Wow. Yeah. So, Reed, I got a question, too. Is your dad's Saturday Morning Saints record legitimate, or does he make that up?
He always talk about that. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Hold on. If we're playing horse, who's winning?
Me.
Oh, you get real.
We have another challenge.
I take one shot, and I beat you every single time from it. What is it?
A free throw.
Yeah. I can stand at the free throw line and beat Reed all day long.
Gavin, how long have you been growing your hair, honestly?
My whole life.
Wow. I mean, that's some serious hair. I agree. We some colors for Monday night would be good. Let's just focus on a win, though, right,
yeah,
Coach? We don't need
let's get to
gimmicks.
win. Yeah. Yep.
Coach, what do you see as the most challenging thing about Upperman?
They have, they're like they're talking about the coach's son. His name's Maverick McCoyne.
Mm-hmm.
He's a holdback kid. He's a 7th grader. He's about 5 or 6 months older than Hayden, and he's in 7th.
Yeah.
He'd be as good as an 8th grader, but he's coming back next year too, so it's going to be. He's a stud. I mean, he's got he scored 25 against us last time, and our whole game plan was to stop him, but we didn't have Gavin, so that was big. And Reed fouled out at the end.
Shocking.
We lost by 4. We had him down by 7 with 2 minutes. We fell apart. But he went 7 for 7 from the free throw line. We went 4 for 11 in the fourth quarter. So that kid is really good. He's the next one in line at Upperman to be a star player.
They need another one.
Yeah,
don't
they need another one. Yeah, so yeah, he's and they do it. I mean, it's coordinated effort. They hold their kids back. They like right now their girls' 6th grade class should all be 7th graders. I'm pretty sure they got a 5th grade class that all held back.
Wow,
their boys. And so it pays off at the next level. But Mav and then Dawson Mullins, their point guard, he's been playing travel ball with Hayden since they were young. He's the best point guard in our district, probably around. He's fast. And if we can shut those, last game they had 41 points, I think it was, give or take, maybe 44. All the points were Mav and Dawson. One kid had a 3-pointer that actually gave them the lead. They hit one shot other than those 2 kids. So obviously it's going to be to shut those 2 kids down. And if we can do that, make somebody else beat us, if that happens, it happens. And then offensively, if we make our layups, because they're going to be in box and one. The last 2 times we've played them, Hayden has had big first halves. He hit 15 in the first quarter and a half at home, and they went box. And then last time he had 10 points, and they'll let him hit maybe 2 or 3 threes, and then they go box. But this time they'll go from the tip, just like Prescott did. So it's going to open it up for Reed, Gavin, Austin Keegan, and Sky. If they make their shots, because you get a lot of easy shots out of box and one.
Sure.
I mean, you're going to get a lot of open looks. And if we make them and we play tough defense, I know Gavin's going to be a difference maker in this game. I've been telling him for 2 weeks. I've not been looking ahead to Upperman, but I've been putting little,
planting seeds.
Yeah, planting seeds in Gavin's head that I don't care if he scores a point against Upperman, and everybody wants to score. I get it, but Gavin can. I mean, if he can shut down Mav, and I don't care if he scores a point. If we hold Mav to 10, 12, 14, then we have a great chance of beating them. So that's the goal, and we'll see what happens.
All right, 7:30 on Monday night. Is that the second game of the night?
It's the last game. So it'll be there's I'm not sure if they have girls that before that or not. So it could be. I think maybe there's just 2. Maybe it's just both boys. But for some reason I was thinking the girls played earlier than that. So I honestly don't know. But I just know we're the last game. So
all right, we got it 7:30 Monday. We're going to be there for the live stream. But Coach, I always emphasize this. Even when we're there, we want people to come out because this is a huge game. People may not realize how big a game this is. But just as you were talking earlier, you win this. You go to the championship for one, but then you're in that sectional round. This is a really, really huge game.
It is. And that's the thing. If we can beat Upperman, which is a big if, we go play Avery Trace, which has not lost a game in the district this year. They beat Upperman by 20-plus both times. It's funny, I was talking to the Avery Trace girls coach, and he told me, he said, man, our coach told us, he said, DeKalb gives us the biggest fit of anybody in our district. And, of course, we're not the second-place team in our district by standings, but I've been telling these boys for a while, we've lost a ton of close games, a lot of 1-point, 3-point. I was like, nobody wants to play us, and that's true. Nobody wants to play us right now. We should have as much confidence as anybody in our district because the whole district, nobody wants to play us right now. Upperman, I'm not saying that, they don't want to play us. I know they don't want to play us. They would have rather played anybody else in our district other than Avery Trace right now. So they should have ultra confidence, and it is a huge game. If we win, we go to the region or the sectional and the championship. And once we get to the championship, if we do, we have no pressure at that point.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we can go out and we play Avery Trace. We do just, give you best shot. It doesn't even really matter at that point. We want to win. Obviously we want to win. But
how funny would it be if it was you and Avery Trace in the basketball
after football?
Let's please go 3 overtimes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's going to be a quadruple overtime game.
That would be awesome.
Well, guys, we're going to be pulling for you. We're going to be there, and we want everybody to be there. Come on out to Avery Trace. It's not that far of a drive. Again, it's a 7:30 start, so you'll be off work plenty of time. If you're worried about dinner, there's plenty of places to eat in Cookeville. You have no excuses. Come out and support these guys coming up Monday night in a huge game. DeKalb County and Upperman in the conference tournament semifinals. Again, 7:30 for the start time. Coach, wishing you the best of luck, guys. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Is it time to go to practice now?
No, we're going to have practice tomorrow after church. So,
All right.
Yep,
All right.
Giving them a day off.
Well, guys, we'll see you on Monday. All right, stay with us. Viewer questions. If you want to submit a question for us, go to our Facebook page and just go down to the chat and send us in a question. We'll do that. And we've got the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. We will announce that when we come back to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Teamwork, accountability, honesty, showing respect, dependability. These are all qualities that I began learning as an athlete growing up in DeKalb County. Hi, this is Tennessee Assistant Golf Coach Payne Denman. Whenever you're looking for a teammate that has your back, look no farther than my friend Grant James and the team at DeKalb County Insurance. They can help out with all your business, auto, home, life, or Medicare insurance needs. Give them a call today at 615-597-0660 or visit them at www.decabinsurance.net. Tell them I sent you, and as always, go Vols.
When closing on a new home or piece of property, you want the process to be as smooth as possible. For almost 20 years, DeKalb Title LLC has been helping new property owners in Smithville and DeKalb County through that process promptly and efficiently. As your trusted title expert and closing company, they believe buying or selling real estate should be a joyous occasion, and their team does everything possible to keep it that way. DeKalb Title works to make sure your transaction gets to the closing table and your new property is secure for years to come. Let DeKalb Title help you close and protect your residential, commercial, or new construction transaction today. Call 615-597-2303 or visit them online at DeKalbTitle.com.
As first-time home buyers, navigating the real estate market can be both exciting and daunting. At Farmhouse Realty, we understand your unique needs and are dedicated to guiding you through the process with ease. With our extensive knowledge of DeKalb County and its surrounding areas, we can help you find your dream home or sell your existing property at the best possible price. Farmhouse Realty is committed to understanding your financial situation and goals, finding the perfect home that aligns with your lifestyle, negotiating the best terms for your purchase or sale, and being there for you every step of the way. Give us a call today at 615-597-FARM. That's 615-597-3276, or check out our listings at farmhouserealty.org. Farmhouse Realty. Let us help you achieve your real estate dreams.
Hey, Sam!
Who said that? Cheryl? What are you doing up there?
My bank always leaves me up in the air. I'm still waiting for an answer. Oh, darn birds.
Well, switch to First Bank. They have fast local decision makers and the latest banking products and digital.
Whew, what a relief. I'll call First Bank. When I was up there, I saw a branch near me.
First Bank never leaves you hanging. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville's brand new hair experience is the Hairloom, located at 107 West Main Street, in the heart of downtown. At the Hairloom, we believe that every client deserves exceptional service and personalized care. Whether you're looking for a fresh cut, a stunning color, or a rejuvenating facial, our experienced team of licensed barbers, cosmetologists, and estheticians is here to make your vision a reality. Step into our relaxing and friendly environment where you can unwind while we pamper you. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. Give us a call at 615-417-1081 or book your appointment online at thehairloom.com. Experience the hair journey you've been waiting for at the Hairloom, where your beauty blooms.
Impact Physical Therapy is a direct access, cash pay physical therapy clinic, which means your care is provided one-on-one by a doctor of physical therapy, tailored to you and your needs. Whether it be injury, performance, or generalized health improvements, a plan is developed to improve your overall health, mobility, and strength safely and without injury. Another benefit of direct access is if injury does occur, you can immediately seek out care for an evaluation and treatment, potentially that day or the next day, without having to wait for a doctor appointment. Impact Physical Therapy, located at 656 West Broad Street in Smithville, inside Vitality Fit. For an appointment, call or text 615-464-7479.
Do you ever get tired of long waits at the corporate pharmacy? Well, let me introduce you to your hometown hero, Johnny's Drugs. Located at 516 West Main Street in Smithville, Johnny's Drugs is all about friendly service and efficiency. Our team knows your name and understands your needs because we're not just a pharmacy, we're your neighbors. Experience the warm, welcoming atmosphere that only a hometown pharmacy can provide. Johnny's Drugs, where friendly faces and efficient hometown service come together.
When you've been in business for over a quarter century, you know you're doing something right. And they've been doing things right at Kilgore's Restaurant since 1997. When you ask people around town about the best place to eat, you can bet the name Kilgore's will be mentioned. From their amazing chicken to juicy steaks, fresh fish, succulent shrimp, hearty burgers, or flavorful pork chops, Kilgore's has something for everyone. Don't forget their hot bar at lunchtime, Mondays through Fridays, then bring the family back for dinner. They are open from 10 until 9 Mondays through Thursdays and 10 until 10 on Fridays. If you're on the go, you can phone in your order at 615-215-8249, then pick it up at their convenient drive-through window. Come on down to Kilgore's Restaurant, where every meal feels like home.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding comfort in the time of sudden loss, we're here to support you every step of the way. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
I'm playing this for me, by the way. And for Coach.
I think we're all Redskin/Commanders fans right now.
Let me tell you what. It has been 33 years since they've been in a Super Bowl. And I watched it, and I was sick as a dog, and I remember every moment of it. 1992. They're not going to beat Philadelphia tomorrow, but I'm happy to get to the NFC Championship game.
You can't ever tell about these divisional games like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's true. I didn't think they beat Detroit, but now Detroit, they had a lot of players on the injury reserve. They've had a match, and I would have been upset if Detroit had won because that's just been such a hard luck franchise. Kind of like the Cleveland Browns, you just you pull for them because they've just never been there. But I think Coach Quarles was saying one of his players is going to the Kansas City Buffalo game. Is that right? Tomorrow? Yeah. Wow, that'll be an experience. Of course, he probably wants him at practice, but it's neither here nor there. It's not often you get to go to a game like that, but. I'm definitely going to be watching tomorrow. Not optimistic about my Commander skins, but I'll still be watching. It'll be a lot of fun. I know Mr. Dallas down there, and your new head coach.
Yeah.
And the same owner, by the way.
Yeah, that's you've mentioned it before. That's the problem. It's the owner.
It's the owner, and it's just plain and simple. Plain and simple. Our viewer Q&A segment. We don't have a lot of questions yet. We may have a few more jump in here. Lavonda Midgett wants to know, Casey Midgett, your son John Casey has asked the question, who is your favorite son, since you made Reed answer who is his favorite brother?
John Casey, hands down. There is no close second.
You need to. Mine asks me that all the time. I'm like, the dog. Maggie is my favorite child.
I'm not even going to lie. It's John Casey. They all know it.
Okay. All right.
Cheryl's grandmother Hedge, would always call me her favorite simply because she had known me the longest.
Right.
I get the honor simply because of longevity, and so that doesn't go to Luke. I mean, it's just, there's no question, hands down.
Luke's a good kid.
Look, John Casey has the advantage that John Casey is 10, and he hasn't hit 12, 13, and so you can be the favorite child till you learn to back talk and drive your parents crazy.
When I was young, I had this thing when I was in trouble with my mom. I'd always tell her she was my favorite mom and get her cracked up, so I'd get, kind of lessen the sentence for whatever I'd done,
My parents used to ask me, they was like, who do you love more? And I'm like, I love you both the same. And they're like so diplomatic. But my mom will tell my husband, she's like, you're my favorite son-in-law.
Yeah, my mom now refers to me as her favorite son, and only, of course. But I don't know about favorite child, because my sister, I would probably defer to her on that one. But anyway, so Casey being the ever so loving diplomat that he is here. Robin Summers, I think Robin had a question for us last time. What does the high school basketball teams, boys and girls, need to do to get back in a rhythm? Well, move to another district, and
they will next year.
Step one.
You've got to play the teams that are in front of you, obviously. And we talk about the strength of the district. Kelly, you've played on the high school level. I'm going to kind of defer to you on this. You played in 8AA when it was just every bit as good as it is now.
When Jackson and Livingston won the state tournament all 4 years, and they played each other in state finals.
Yeah. I think there were 6 years in a row that one of those two won. Jackson won 4 in a row, and I think Livingston bookended that. And you played during that time. I mean, that's not an easy question to answer.
Well,
from a girl's perspective, let's start there.
From the girl's perspective, I've someone's you can't run horses that you don't have.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know what the girls can do to get into a rhythm, because I don't know that they're necessarily at a rhythm. They're in a tough district. I mean, you was talking about White County. Coach Dodgen is still the coach.
Yes.
And he, of course, I would love, I almost will pay to go and watch him and Dana coach against each other, and just to watch them two, not even the game. But I worked with him one year, and he is an extremely good coach. What makes him extremely good, he is not afraid to gamble. He is not afraid to do something extremely crazy.
Yeah.
But as far as a defensive scheme, an offensive scheme, he's not afraid to do any of that. He will take those chances, and it pays off for him a lot. And I don't know that we have, we don't have that here. That we don't have the culture here where we're not. I've said it many times. We're not holding our athletes. You can't play. I know Jordan and Avery Casey played at the high school, but I think and Camille Barton's mom played at the high school, but they're 2 freshmen, and a senior. I don't know if any of the other kids' parents played here, and the people that we graduated with, like my daughter's only in 4th grade, so she's not even there yet. They're just not there, and so it's hard. It's so hard. But the thing that they could probably work on the most, in which this is just totally my opinion. Defense. If it doesn't matter if you have 45 plays, if you can't score running one play, it doesn't matter about the other 45. If you can't stop them defensively, if you're giving up 3 points, 6 points every time down the floor, then it don't matter what offense you're running.
Yeah.
It's got to start with defense. I think that I'm a defensive person. I don't run a lot of plays. We have a defense, and we have a solid defense. So defensively is the only way you can really stop it, and then you kind of add some things that you do well to do that. But that's, I mean, I don't want to fuss because, like I said, it's hard. When you don't have the players, it's hard.
This is something we talked about, and this is not a knock at all, but we've addressed this. We have a lot of athletes. We don't necessarily have a lot of basketball players. Basketball is not the first sport for many of the kids playing for both high school teams. We could argue that. When you go to Upperman, basketball is the first sport. Girls and boys, hands down. It's not close. I mean, football's had great success, but I still say basketball. Ty Cobb don't play football. He plays basketball.
Well, and Upperman has the advantage of Putnam County is open. They have an interstate running right through.
And let's be honest,
people live there.
There have been kids from Cookeville come to Upperman. You know, I mean, they move around. We have one high school
this year.
And you look at, I mean, back when Livingston was homegrown, but Jackson County wasn't.
Yeah.
There was two girls, I can't remember what year it was. It may have been the year after I left. It was one of the years they won it in a row. Two girls from York that were really good. Jamestown moved to Jackson County. You have to move to Jackson County because you want to play basketball for Jim Brown. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but they moved to play. Clark Range used to do it all the time. Lamar was so successful because those girls from York would move and play. They wouldn't play at York. They would go to his school.
Right.
So you have that, and we don't have that in DeKalb County. There's only one high school. There's not a huge city anywhere around. I mean, people from Smithville go to either McMinnville, to Sparta, or it used to until we had a Walmart. That's where you went to go, you know. So I think well, they probably still do. I don't know. I go to Lebanon. Lebanon's closer to me.
Where you are.
From where I live in Alexander, I can be in Lebanon and have lots of options as opposed to coming to Smithville. Now, I do, since we have the delivery and the store pickup, I do use the Walmart and Smithville more for that. But you know, it's a matter of location. But
well, I go back. I think we got a lot of great athletes. I don't know that we have a lot of elite basketball players. Livingston, it's basketball. White County, it's basketball. Upperman, it's basketball. I mean, all across the board, pretty much in this area, especially girls. It's basketball. Basketball is king. I mean, for a long, long time, DeKalb County ruled softball. Softball was our girls' sport because most of the other schools focused on basketball.
And I look at this too, the priority that the parents put into, and I'm sorry, it comes from parents. It's why I drive my kids to play travel ball. I'm making a conscious effort. I don't know that that's necessarily feasible for everybody in this area to afford to do some of that, to want to do some of that. You got to want to, you know, I mean, like I spend my weekends traveling to other parts of the state to take my kids to play ball. You have to, as a parent, want to do that. But I think some of it is the kids. The kids, they got to want it. They've got to buy into this. The Poteet brothers have success because the kids buy into their system. They want to be there. I don't know that we have that in this.
I think you answered.
Come on, guys.
I think you answered this question with your first statement. The district. Listen, you want to hear a wild fact you probably never thought you'd hear? Next year in basketball, we may be the favorites to win our district.
Both sides, obviously. Yeah, I mean it's
not girls.
Well,
because Watertown's 8th grade is absolutely
and
loaded.
they're pretty good this year.
Yeah, and they're good this year.
Yeah. So, but you're not going to compete with Upperman, Livingston, White County, Stone, Cumberland County, night in, night out. it'll be tough, but not that tough. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna miss the district because this has been I know it's gonna be more competitive for our teams, but we've been with this group of teams for 60 years, y'all. I mean, it's gonna be sad to see it go.
I hope they keep the game. I know they've kept the games with Cannon County. I hope they keep the game with Livingston. Because
they won't. I just don't see it happening.
They may not. I don't know. They should because the middle school has had success against Livingston. But I mean, Livingston may not want to play us.
Right.
You have to think about that as, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is as far as getting a rhythm. I feel like you start with defense and you can completely take your offense and throw it out the window. I know that sounds stupid, but you take your offense, throw it when you have one or two plays that you can run that you can get a shot, and you run that and you work yourself on defense. You have to make it a priority.
Pat Summitt always said it best. Offense sells tickets. Defense wins games. Rebounding wins championship. It starts with defense and rebounding. I mean, if you can't score, you've got to find other ways to be competitive. And if the best way to do that is to defend and rebound, you can at least make it interesting if you can go out and, because you never know who may get hot offensively. But if you're locked in defensively and you're locked in on the boards, not in and not out, you can make life difficult on a lot of people.
Well, if you can limit people to one shot, I mean, your shooting percentages go. The more shots you get to take in a possession, your percentages go up. I mean, by the third shot of a possession, you should be making it. It should be, you've had 3 chances right in a row without having to run them down the floor. Therefore, you should. But if you can clean up the rebounds and take away every offensive rebound, you're limiting them to one shot a possession.
Robin, I hope that somewhat answered your question. I think we kind of veered off topic, but as far as getting back into a rhythm, it's just, you take it a game at a time. And again, I think you do some of the ugly part of the game that, like Gavin was talking about. Gavin is a tremendous player at doing the ugly stuff that doesn't show up on a stat sheet, but it's the ugly stuff that's really the backbone of your team that really leads to victories or leads to competitive results. And I think that's one thing DeKalb County can do, both boys and girls, because they do have some outstanding athletes. Gavin Frazier's watching now. Who is Casey's favorite of Reed's friends, since he asked who my favorite sibling is?
Gavin Frazier. He knows the answer to that.
You are in church, Casey, even though it's not Church of Christ.
Doesn't count then.
Oh, I see DeKalb Youth Baseball's watching, and do want to mention we're going to be there on Saturday, March 1st. Their next fundraiser is going to be a car show at DeKalb Christian Academy out on South Congress Boulevard from 9 to 11, and we will be doing our show there that day live. So make plans on being there, and if you've got a vintage automobile, bring it out and be part of the car show. I know Project Graduation's got one in May. This one will be a couple of months before, so bring your vintage automobiles out and support DeKalb Youth Baseball coming up Saturday, March 1st. I see that Cheryl Vance is watching, and I'm surprised she's not asked Coach Vance who his favorite wife is.
Oh, wait, maybe we should get into this.
I go to a Mormon church now.
That's right. There's more than one?
When we moved to Utah.
Cheryl Vance is running around chasing Asher Vance at the moment. She doesn't have time to chime in and do all of this.
All right. Youth soccer sign-ups are still underway. In fact, until noon, you got about an hour and a half. You can sign up at DeKalb Community Complex today. Also, Tuesday from 5:30 to 7. Next Friday from 5:30 to 7, next Saturday 9 to 1. Those are going on at the DeKalb Community Complex, and I believe Friday night, 5:30 to 8:30, they'll be at Northside during Junior Pro. Registration fee for youth soccer, $55 per player. We mentioned youth baseball. You can also sign up for that now. Go online to DeKalb County Baseball, spell it all out, DeKalbCountyBaseball.com/sign up, and you can go ahead and register for this upcoming year. And if you want to coach, you can also go to that same page and sign up, show your interest there, DeKalbCountyBaseball.com/sign up.
One thing I thought that, his name has just, he was the youth baseball. That
Jesse?
Jesse. I couldn't think of I just went blank. I really liked, he said this last week, and I think it's what a lot of our youth programs need to do.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was going to try to have a coaches clinic because I think some people don't coach because they don't know how. Some people know the game and don't know how to relate to kids. I really thought it was good. He was going to talk. They were going to have a coaches clinic and teach the parents how to run a practice, how to, do the little things. A lot of people are intimidated by coaching because they don't want to get yelled at by other parents.
Right.
But they don't know. And I think that's a great thing. It's, to teach people how to teach young kids the game. And I thought that was a great thing. You dads, and I say dads, moms, because I can coach baseball. Me and LaVonda have said for years we don't know why we don't coach the middle school baseball. Because
wait a minute here,
we've wanted to kick We've wanted to kick the coach, not junior high in travel ball. We've wanted to kick the coaches off the field, and me and LaVonda go coach base.
LaVonda legitimately thinks that horse collar is a penalty in baseball.
Horse collar, 2 free throws,
we were
third base.
We were playing in the state tournament in my freshman year in softball, and we already had 2 outs, and we turned a double play. It like we caught a fly ball and touched third base. It was just kind of an instinct thing.
So you had 4 outs?
And then we had 4 outs, and they go, "You can carry that one over to the next inning." And I am not lying. My mom goes, "Can you do that?" And I was like,
That's
"Mom."
awesome.
Of course, my mom was also the one yelling at me. They had Noel's Nursery had bought us white pinstripe pants. I don't know why you buy white pinstripe pants, but they bought the girls. And Mom goes,
the Yankees.
She goes, "Don't slide. You'll get that red clay in there, and I won't be able to get it out." And I'm like,
That's awesome.
"Mom, I'm supposed to still bake." And so I kid Maddux all the time. I'm like, "Don't slide unless you have to."
That's great.
I feel a challenge. I mean, I think you, Kelly and LaVonda coaching a youth baseball team would be a lot of fun to watch, and we'll sponsor it.
I'll step aside right now.
I'll be PR, like I said.
Y'all gonna get mad when we win too.
I'll be PR.
Nope, I just won't show up. How about that?
We can be the Blitzers or the Blitzing. On Donner and Blitzen. All right. Well, no more questions as of right now, so I guess we can go ahead and announce this week's whatever it is. Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. We had 4 great candidates. I want to get on to our voters out there. It's been a slow week for voting. Picked up a little bit last night, but kind of a slow week, and we had 4 great candidates. Levi Cripps of DeKalb West basketball. Levi had 10 points in their regular season finale over Tucker's Crossroads, and he had 18 and 16 in their 2 games at the James C. Hale State Tournament. Brooke Fusen. Brooke is kind of like Gavin. A lot of what she does doesn't show up on the stat sheet. She's a hustle player. She gets to loose basketball. She forces turnovers. She rebounds. One of those type players, and that got her nominated this week for her efforts against Cumberland County and Upperman last week. Isaiah Gendrich of the DeKalb Middle Lady Saints had a season-high 11 in their tough loss to Stone Memorial this past week. And Casey's favorite, or I guess least favorite son, or whatever, Reed Midgett. Reed had
John Casey's brother.
John Casey's brother had 19 points, 13 rebounds last week against Stone. Last Monday, he had 14 points on 7 of 13 shooting, and he had 10 points, a disappointing 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals in their win over Livingston last week. 4 great candidates this week. We are going to emerge today with a co-winner. We have got, this is the 3rd time this has happened on our show. Our co-winners this week are Reed Midgett of the DeKalb Middle School Saints and Isaiah Gendrich of the DeKalb Lady Saints. So it's a DeKalb Middle sweep this week. So congratulations to Reed and to Isaiah. Our co-winners this week, each one of you will get a plaque whenever the plaque place will open up so we can get our plaques. Amy Tobit has been over there twice this week. They stay open to 5, they say, and she's been over there well before 5 and have not been open. So we won't complain too much, but we've got some awards that we've got to get picked up. But we will get you plaques as soon as possible and present those to you. All right, no more questions, it looks like. As we finish up today, it's going to be a light week of basketball. We mentioned Monday's game against Upperman. Hopefully the Saints win. They'll turn around Tuesday and play Avery Trace if they do. in the championship game, I guess I shouldn't jump ahead. Avery Trace does have to beat Stone in the semifinal.
Stone looked really good the other night. I mean, like, it was shockingly good.
Yeah.
They would have beat any team up there that night if they've had that game.
They don't have a Caps on their team, a younger, do they?
Oh, thank goodness.
But that's going to be
and I don't know if you know this about Stone and Cumberland. I think I'm correct on this. I could be wrong. It could just be baseball. See, Cumberland County has success because they have several little schools.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to think are they K-8s or are they K-6s? No, they're K-8s.
No idea.
But the reason I know this, a kid that plays travel ball with Maddux, he goes to one of the other schools, but he plays baseball for Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering how much they take kids and group them at Stone, because is there a Stone middle school, or is it just
Stone and Cumberland? In fact, I've seen where there's North Cumberland and South Cumberland,
Yes.
and I guess they play together. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. And there's Brown and there's Pine View. I don't know. I've had to referee at some of these places, and there's a lot of little schools, and they play a conference within their county, but North and South are like the top two.
Top two.
And I think they all kind of come together and make maybe the kids that would go to Cumberland County play Cumberland County, and the kids that would go to Stone play Stone as a middle school, kind of like what we do in football and baseball. So, I mean, that's an advantage right there because, you know, Matt and I were talking earlier that if our teams could combine, and yes, in theory, that would make for a really good team. But then we talked about certain kids wouldn't have gotten the playing time
right
that they've gotten if you combine the two teams. Right now, 10 kids are getting to play. You combine the teams, only 5 kids are getting to play. And it's hard to sub. In junior high, you only got 6 minutes. It's hard to sub.
Let's go back to having like 60 schools in the county like it was way back when, and everybody can have a basketball team.
Lord have mercy.
How much fun would that be?
Well, I don't know who you get to coach.
I think Dowtown needs a school again. We'd have 1.5 players.
You'd have more than you think, but depends on how you did zoning.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Dowtown, if you take it by zoning or, you know, the zip code, Dowtown is the metropolis of this county, folks. I just got news for you. We're all over the place. We got DeKalb Market.
Yeah.
And Twisted Oaks. All right, anything before we wrap up? Coach, last words?
Hey, just another great weekend.
You've been quiet today.
Well, you know, I don't get the opportunity to watch the middle school play as much as our other two hosts do. And, you know, you got to know when to step aside and let the lead horses lead.
I just make stuff up and try to make it sound good when I don't know what I'm talking about, which is often, by the way. But, yeah, it's been a quiet day for Coach. We'll get you going. Next week we come back, it's going to be February. It'll be Groundhog Day Eve. We celebrate that under the hill. I just want you to know.
we have a holiday.
That's when we wrap groundhogs up and put them under a bush. So, all right, Casey, got any closing thoughts today?
Nope. Just got to go home and apologize to Luke and Reed. So that's about it.
Casey has put himself squarely in the doghouse today.
Yeah.
Squarely in. He's actually anxious to go back to work. All right, Kelly, closing thoughts today.
No, just we'll see you next week.
All right. I, again, want to implore you, please go out and support the Saints Monday night. And the high school, they got a game Monday night as well at Warren County. I wish they could find a way to move that because I know a lot of fans will be going to watch the Tigers and Lady Tigers, obviously. For those folks that will be there, you can watch your live stream, but as many people that you can, if you don't have a kid, a grandkid, or relative playing, don't let that matter. If you're a sports fan, come out and support our Saints because that's going to be a huge game coming up on Monday night. We're proud to be part of it, but you can go back home and watch the live stream after the fact and enjoy it, later on. But come on out and support these kids because they need you. Coming up on Monday night. Want to thank our guests, Kaden Mullinax, Maddux Pyburn. We want to thank Coach Matt Quarles, Gavin Frazier, and Reed Midgett for stopping in today. Always our producer, Daniel Leslie, who does all the hard work behind the scenes, making us look good, which is hard to do on this end of the table. Not counting you, Kelly. But we appreciate all that Daniel does to get us on the air each week. We'll also have, by the way, I'll throw this out there, high school basketball coming up live stream on Friday. I just totally forgot who we're playing. White County. Yeah, White County.
Yeah, White County.
White County. We're actually already starting the second half of the district slate already. It's crazy. But we'll have that game coming up on Friday night as well. And hope you'll join us for that. All right. For Chris, for Casey, for Kelly, I'm Tom for the DC Blitz presented by DeKalb. I'm just an oddball here. I got to get a somewhere on. We'll see you next week on DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Have a great week.